How does trade control the world?
How does trade control the world? Maybe the better question is, how does economics control the world? It's a little bit broader.
How does economics control the world?
Because trade usually is concerned with negotiations between people who are buying specific commodities and selling things and so on. Whereas economics would include that, plus government actions, the actions of the Federal Reserve Bank and the reserve banks of Europe and other countries. How countries price their foreign exchange or allow it to fluctuate, and you have to add all those things in together to get the whole economy. Does this control the world? I'm not sure what the control means, but it's a good starting point for understanding where things are. If you see something happening someplace, asking what the economic motives might be is a very good starting point for trying to understand the problem. In that sense, I guess you could say that economics is important and controls.
Cool. What's the problem?
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Problems are in different dimensions. There's a whole bunch of short-term problems. I think that the most serious problems that we face are longer-term problems. Environmental warming is a global problem. Public health on a global scale is another issue. The proliferation of nuclear weapons is a third issue. These are not strictly economic issues, but the reason that we don't make more progress on those issues is to some extent result of concern with shorter-term economic issues. So we let shorter-term issues dominate and fill our minds, and we kind of ignore the longer-term things, or hoping that we can get onto those after we solve the short-term things. For example, the European debt crisis right now is on everybody's mind in Europe, and they are not thinking at all about environmental issues at all. And they're probably not going to do that until they can get their institutions corrected, their economic institutions corrected in Europe.
What are some health issues?
I think there's another dimension to this. You asked about how economics controls things or explains things. Historically, sometimes, every once in a while, a health issue explains or dominates things. When the Spaniards came to South America for the first time after Columbus, they brought European diseases with them, and the natives had never experienced these diseases, so they had no immune system that would counteract them, and they died out by the millions. We destroyed the European cultures. The European soldiers who came in just destroyed the South Americans. And what has happened over time is that we've developed institutions to try to counteract these kind of issues. Migration has always brought diseases across borders. The World Health Organization was established, and other organizations were established in order to try to regulate that trade in such a way that it wouldn't cause the kind of severe epidemics that were caused in the 17th and 18th centuries.